Chapter 7, Introduction to Development. As you probably know, I spend quite a lot of time writing. I came to a very shattering discovery not so long ago. I realized while writing a novel, the important thing is not who is telling the story, who is writing the story, who the characters are, and not even the plot itself. The most important person in the book is the reader. It's hard to both write and read at the same time. Even editors find it difficult. In this book, I am laying down thoughts which I have had for a long time and trying to remember what the reader is reading. What would David think? I try to picture him as I explain. I know that I keep on saying it's very important for you to understand what you are at this stage, not to imbibe it. Don't worry, I'll come back to repetition when we are talking about behavior and learning. All the same, at the cost of tedium, I want to err on the side of overstating and repeating myself and do my very best not to lose you. So, dear reader, forgive me if you have the urge to say, well, you've already explained that once. I hope I haven't, and I hope that I occasionally elicit that comment, it is far preferable to, where the hell did that come from? So, let's recap before we go on to describe how the different aspects of us develop, namely the way we think, feel and behave. Why is this important? You might be asking. It is my contention that we are perpetually developing and we are designing and evolving new behavioral patterns. Behavior is just another form of learning. We are learning how to react and we call this behavior. What I am describing is more than a vessel voyaging through space and time, continually aware of what is going on around it. By drawing from memory banks, the vessel can estimate an approximate contingency plan to possible eventualities. To do this best, we must be able to store memories, to use memories and to develop memories. Having said all this, I want to add that we are not machines. We are not merely intergalactic vessels transporting our bio-friendly gut bacteria. I hope not anyway, but you never can tell. What we have stored as memories and possibly as instincts, I am not going to discuss instincts. I am sure they exist and am equally sure that I have no expertise whatsoever to talk about them, are, in fact, a particle which may be defined, like the other basic particles in physics, in two ways. If you remember, I compared it to the wave-particle paradigm used in physics. This psychic proto-particle is the forebearer of thoughts and feelings, via emotions. You remember that once an emotion is recognized cognitively, then it becomes a feeling. The proto-state exists in two proto-states, proto-thoughts and proto-emotions. What we have stored in our memory, or subconscious, is readily recalled. Recall is the function of the flimsy conscious curtain between the past and present. It defines our present, functionally it is our present, it is our self. Picture our present self, the you that you are aware of, as the control platform in a spaceship. On the control platform, we are aware of certain things and can become aware of other things, but we choose by selective attention what we are aware of. The rest of the time, the other stuff going around us is noted and only will be brought to attention when it interacts with the particles in the past. The observing and screening is done in the present, on the gantry, so to speak. We are not aware until we are made to be aware. The particles that I use in the past are our emotions. When we become aware of our emotions with cognitive aspects, they become feelings. Thoughts, emotions and feelings obey different laws concerning how they organize in time and space. This has served us well in our evolutionary past. Now, imagine our commander of the vessel, which is you, having to decide what action to take. The commander turns to the computer and asks for different possibilities, and then based on experience, we make a decision. You're probably raising your eyebrows and saying, what is this business about experience? We'll come to that later. I am pretty sure that you can guess what the answer is going to be. I'm not going to go into this now. We will discuss it when we are talking about behavior and learning. One final point, imagine aboard our spaceship that we have time on our hands. Nothing is threatening. The captain decides to have a simulation, he puts his opposition to the predicting computer. What would you do if? We call this fantasizing and this is censored by our reality testing. It mingles with beliefs who are present on the board of censors. The board of censors consists of all those beliefs passed on to us in a series of now uncontested judgments, our beliefs which we acquire by all and sundry. Remember, to really stretch the spaceship example to the limits, we are not flying alone. Each squadron and each fleet have rigid commands and rules passed down. We accept them and follow them nigh on blindly. But why did I say more than a spaceship? Because the spaceship that is you built it and it is continuing to develop whatever part it has developed. It is aware of itself. No spaceship is aware of itself. The self-awareness and the way we build ourselves from nothing is the way we develop, and it is truly fascinating. Let's go on to the next chapter and discuss the Big Bang.